Hello friends, welcome back. This is Sri Chhatrapati Shivaji Mahavidyalay, Srigonda. I welcome you in the online class of SYBSc Electronic Science. In the last lecture, we have seen effects of negative feedback on the performance of amplifier. And we have seen that the negative feedback has only disadvantage that it decreases the gain, but it has number of advantages like it decreases the output impedance, increases the input impedance, increases the bandwidth, reduces the distortion, and we have discussed all these points. Now let us see the summary of effects of negative feedback. This summary is particularly important for you because this type of question may be asked in a multiple choice question, MCQ type, in your online examination. We know the types of feedback: current shunt feedback, current series feedback, voltage shunt feedback, and voltage series feedback. We know voltage gain, negative feedback decreases the voltage gain. So all types of feedback decreases the voltage gain. We know negative feedback increases the bandwidth. All types of negative feedback increases the bandwidth. We know negative feedback reduces the distortion. All types of distortion. So all types of the feedback decreases the distortion, not only harmonic distortion, but all of that is amplitude distortion, frequency distortion, phase distortion, they are reduced by the negative feedback. Similarly, in case of noise is different than distortion. A distortion is unwanted change in output wave shape with respect to input wave shape. Noise is any unwanted form of energy trying to interfere the original signal, that we have seen in the last term course, communication. That is noise, and the distortion is related to wave shape or wave form. So all types of noise are also reduced by all types of feedback. If you consider any feedback, there is a decrease in noise due to negative feedback. So up to here we have clear a concept that negative feedback decreases the voltage gain, increases the bandwidth, that decreases the distortion, decreases the noise. Now in case of input impedance and output impedance, we have to think little bit because there is decrease, increase, decrease, increase. Whereas here increase, increase, decrease, decrease. So we have to think how. See, in case of input impedance, current shunt feedback means sampling is current sampling. It is in the output circuit and the connection is series type. However, injection, how it is applied at the input in shunt. When applied in shunt, that is parallel, in case of parallel resistances, there is decrease. Now see here, current series means it is applied in series. So in series there is increase in resistance. So the resistance increases. Now here it is applied, this type of feedback, voltage shunt feedback is applied at the input in a shunt manner. Shunt means parallel. So in parallel there is decrease in resistance, the resistance or impedance. In case of voltage series feedback, the feedback is applied in series with the input terminals. So in case of series connection, we have increase in the feedback. So series means increase, parallel means decrease. Remember here, this is parallel, this is series. Now let us consider the case of the output impedance. The output impedance now depends on sampling. How the feedback is sampled. Depending upon sampling, there may be current feedback or voltage feedback. You know, voltage feedback means if the feedback voltage is proportional to output voltage, and current feedback means the feedback voltage is proportional to output current rather than output voltage. So in case of current shunt feedback, the sampling is current type. So current sampling is, in case of current sampling, the feedback network appears in appears in series with the output circuit. Whereas in a voltage feedback type sampling, the feedback network appears in parallel. So in both of these current feedback, the output circuit appears in series. So there is increase in the output impedance. The feedback network appears in series with the output load. So there is increase in the output impedance. Whereas in case of the voltage feedback, the load resistance and the feedback network, they are in parallel. So there is decrease in the output impedance. So this summary is important because this may be asked as a multiple choice question, MCQ. Let us see the next point, that is differential amplifier. We know operational amplifier is an integrated circuit, IC. And The integrated circuit of op-amp is made up of number of differential amplifiers. There is a differential amplifier at the input stage, differential amplifiers at the middle stage, differential amplifiers in the output stage. So you may say that this circuit, differential amplifier, is a basic building block of operational amplifier. What this name suggests, differential amplifier. Differential means difference. Difference between two input voltages will be amplified by such an amplifier. So figure shows a dual input, means two input, balanced output. Balanced output means output is taken across two collectors. A dual input balanced output differential amplifier. And the circuit consists of two BJTs, bipolar junction transistors. Matched BJTs means having same specifications. We know each and every electronic component have specifications. The transistor also have the specifications like maximum collector current, current amplification factors, alpha, beta, gamma. So all specifications are same for the two BJTs and they are connected in common emitter configuration and in parallel, and they are having a common emitter resistor, either common emitter resistor or common emitter resistor means this emitter resistor is common. The collector resistors are equal. See, RC and RC, not RC1 and RC2. Same name is given because they are having same values. And Q1 and Q2, these are two transistors but they are matched transistors. So this is a differential input, differential output, differential amplifier. Differential input because two voltages V1 and V2 are applied at the input terminals, and the difference between the two voltages V1 and V2 will be amplified by this circuit, and the output is taken across two collectors, that is the balanced output or also called as differential output. Differential means the difference between two collector voltages. So in short, the differential amplifier is such a circuit. It has plus VCC, minus VCC, a common emitter resistor. Here Q1 and Q2 both are NPN transistors and their emitter is connected directly. Their emitters are connected directly to one another and there is a common emitter resistor. The base of the transistors are the inputs of differential amplifier. We apply in one input voltage V1 at base of Q1 and another input voltage V2 at base of Q2. Now collectors are separate and there is a collector resistor at both of these transistors, and then both of these collector resistor goes to plus VCC, and the output voltage is taken across two collectors. So this voltage is called as differential output voltage. That means it is the difference between collector voltage Vc1 and Vc2. Let us see the next point, that is the 741 op amp. We know operational amplifier is a IC, integrated circuit, and there are number of operational amplifiers. 741 is one of the operational amplifier out of number of other operational amplifiers. 741 IC is not a single op amp IC. There are number of other op amp ICs. For example, if you search on Google, we will see the list of op amp ICs. For example, MUA 709M. This IC is manufactured by Texas. It is a op amp. LM741. This is 741 op amp. This is also manufactured by Texas Instruments. LM1458. This is also a op amp IC. LM358N. LM324. There are 4 op amps inside this IC. LF353N. All these are the op amp ICs. See, TL074. NE5532. NE5532. OP07. So all of these are the op amp ICs. (741) is the one of the popular op amp IC version. The 741 op amp is manufactured by the number of manufacturers. There is no one single manufacturer which manufactures 741 op amp. There are number of manufacturers. For example, SN52741. This is a 741 IC, but the name is given SN52741 by the Texas Instrument. N5741, this is also a 741 op amp by Signetics. 3741. This is a 741 op-amp by RCA Corporation. MC1741 by Motorola. You might have heard this name, Motorola. LM741 by National Semiconductor. So op-amp, there are number of op-amp ICs. 741 is the one of the popular op-amp IC, and there are number of manufacturers who manufactures the 741 op-amp. This is the pin diagram of IC 741 op-amp. This is a 8-pin IC. Pin number 1 and pin number 5, they are offset null. Offset null arrangement is done with help of pin number 1 and pin number 5. Offset null means there is some output voltage appears at the output of op-amp when no input voltage is applied. So that is the error voltage, because output voltage must be 0 when input voltage is 0. So we have to make the adjustment to make this offset voltage 0, and these are the pins given to make the offset null. Pin number 2 is the inverting input. Pin number 3 is non-inverting input. These are pin number 2 and 3 are the input terminals. Inverting input terminal, pin number 2, and non-inverting input terminal, pin number 3. Pin number 4 is minus VCC, pin number 7 is plus VCC, pin number 6 is output terminal, and pin number 8 is no connection. See, we can have a flat pack like this, or a TO style pack like this, can type, metallic can, and this is a DIP package. This we use in our laboratory for the practical purposes. DIP means dual inline package. There are 2 lines. This is one line of the pins of the IC, and there is another line of pins on that side. So here it is a notch given. If you keep this notch to your left hand side, then this is pin number 1, pin number 2, pin number 3, pin number 4. Here will be pin number 5, pin number 6, pin number 7, and pin number 8. So friends, in this lecture we have seen the summary of effects of negative feedback. We have seen that all types of negative feedback decreases the voltage gain. All types of negative feedback increases the bandwidth. All types of negative feedback decreases the all type of distortions. All types of negative feedback decreases the noise in amplifier. However, the current shunt feedback and voltage shunt feedback, decreases the input impedance, while current series feedback and voltage series feedback, they increases the input impedance. The current shunt feedback and current series feedback increases the output impedance, whereas voltage shunt feedback and voltage series feedback decreases the output impedance. We have seen the point differential amplifier. A differential amplifier is a basic building block of operational amplifier. There are two NPN transistors whose emitters are connected directly to each other. There is a common emitter resistor. Collectors are separately connected to VCC through collector resistors. The two input voltages V1 and V2 are applied at two input terminals, and the output voltage, which is called as differential output voltage, is taken across two collectors. The input is also called as differential input because the difference between two input voltages will be amplified by the circuit. The output is called differential output because it is the difference between two collector voltages. As such, a differential amplifier circuit is a basic building block of operational amplifier, op-amp. We have seen the point, the IC741 op-amp. IC741 is one of the popular op-amp IC. However, there are number of manufacturers of IC741 op-amp. We have seen the pin diagram of IC741 op-amp. It is a 8-pin IC. Pin number 2 is inverting input terminal, pin number 3 is non-inverting input terminal, pin number 6 is output, pin number 7 is plus VCC, pin number 4 is minus VCC, pin number 1 and 5 are the offset null. And it comes in either flat package, TO stylo package and DIP package. DIP means dual inline package. So all these points we have discussed in this lecture. Thank you very much.